Good morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever it is, wherever you are, from me, Bishop. This is my 18th Vermon of 2010. Now, I was going to try to do these every single week, but I didn't get around to it. I guess it averages out to about close to 2 a month. I mean, if I manage to do, a little bit less than 2 a month, basically. So, which isn't too bad, really. I mean, it's got some sort of consistency. Not the consistency that I was aspiring to, but since I kind of don't reach my potential all the time, it's just the way it goes, right? It's a beautiful October morning here in Florida. It's in the 60s right now, which, for those of you who don't understand what Florida weather is, you can't quite get how absolutely lovely it is to be able to wear a long sleeve shirt and actually be just on the tad side of cool because it's not quite thick enough. So it's one of those mornings. It's absolutely beautiful. October is one of my favorite months. We have moved into fall, though northerners don't like to think that it's fall weather right now, but it is for Florida. But that's not what my Vermon is about today, though it all gets mashed in together, as y'all know. Today, my Vermon is about the overexamined life. Now, one of the reasons why I don't manage to do these every week is because I think too much about them. I get too tied up in knots about whether or not what I have to say is important and whether or not the world needs another person yabbering on the internet, because really, it probably doesn't if we think about it too much. And, well, I stop myself from doing my work in this world. I have major doubts that whatever I can do in this world will really make that much of a difference. And I get obsessed about all the ways I can add, what's the right word? All the ways in which my presence harms. And as I get older, I get more accustomed to the idea that there's not that much I could do about it. I mean, that doesn't mean not doing anything. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that every single one of our bodies on this planet, human bodies, well, even animal bodies too, the animals that aren't humans, human animal bodies, causes harm. Your body right now is causing harm to other creatures, to other humans whose resources you might be sucking up in some way, shape, or form. And a lot of folks I know get so tied up in knots they never do anything. Or what they do is really ineffectual. Now, there ain't no guarantees in this world of wonder and woe, and you probably aren't going to ever know if it all balances out. Have I done less harm than have I unharmed the world less than I've harmed it? You're never going to know that. You aren't. People will like to tell you they know that because if you happen to be like a white North American United States citizen who came from a middle class background, they like to tell you that they know, and this is generally other white North American United States citizens from middle class backgrounds telling you this, they like to tell you that they know exactly how much you're harming the world because they feel guilty about how much they're harming the world. Well, they don't know how much you're harming or not harming the world. They can never know for sure. We can have vague guesses, perhaps, based on where we fit in some sort of rubric of oppressiveness and privilege and all that stuff. But what I'd like to suggest that maybe sometimes you need to just stop thinking about it. I know I do. I don't really think so much about my privilege directly. I just think more about the fact that my body itself causes harm in the world. I mean, right now I'm sucking down all these germs and my body's killing them off. I mean, really, that's the kind of stuff that can get me frozen. Well, that's a slight exaggeration, but y'all should be used to that by now. So here's the thing, right? Your presence on this planet causes harm. It also causes unharm. But you're never going to know, really. So what you got to do is figure out What is it you want to do in this world? How is it you want to try to help the world, knowing that even your help can be harmful? All you have to do is look at good intentions. The road to hell is paved with them. And lots of good intended projects end up being kind of crappy because of all those complicated ways that we might harm one another because of our position in a rubric of oppression and privilege and all that kind of stuff, right? You know, all those people I was talking about before who get tied into knots. Well, there's some reasons they get tied into knots, because sometimes when they mean well, they still fuck up. But, you know, that's the way it goes, right? So here's the thing. You're never going to know for sure. You do the best you can. And then you get up and you do the best you can again. And sometimes your best is pretty damn bad. And I say this because I need to hear it, because I've been sucking myself in for years now. I've been afraid to really touch the world because, well, I can't really deal sometimes with the existential horror of it all. The ways in which we're eating and being eaten constantly by living. But to live, instead of a slow sort of dying, to really live, you kind of just accept the horror. And since it's October and it's a Halloween-y kind of feeling already, maybe there's a place for horror in our hearts. But you got to go on anyways. I got to go on anyways. So on this Monday morning, in the beginning of October, I want to encourage you to do some harm. Now, not in an active sort of plan it out and then do something crappy to someone else. No, what I want you to do is accept the fact that right now, this second, this moment, you're harming the world. You're harming other people. You're harming other creatures. You are a big old bundle of harm. You are part of the horror of the world. I want you to sit with that for just half a second, but then I want you to not think about it anymore, and I want you to go on with your day. You know why? Because that's all you can do. Otherwise, you're going to be like me and spend years doing half-assed nothings because you can't deal with what it means to be alive. So today, think about how you're all harmful for a second, and then get on with your life, because that's what I plan to do. Until next time, take care and keep on keeping on.